Hi everybody, today I'll tell a fairy tale and I would like that you guess the name of it after I tell it. Once upon a time, there lived an unhappy young girl. Unhappy she was, for her mother was dead. Her father had married another woman, a widow with two daughters, and her stepmother didn't like her one little bit. All the nice things, kind thoughts, and laughing thoughts were for her own daughters. And not just the kind thoughts and love, but also dress, shoes, shorts, delicious food, comfy beds, as well as every home comfort. All these were laid on her daughters. But for the poor unhappy girl, there was nothing at all. No dresses, only her stepsister hand-me-downs. No lovely dish, nothing but scraps. No nice rest and comfort, for she had to work hard all day, and only when evening came was she allowed to sit for a while by the fire near the cinders. That is how she got her nickname, for everybody called her Cinderella. Cinderella used to spend long hours all alone talking to the cat. The cat said, "Meow," which really meant, "Cheer up, you'll have something neither your stepsister have, and with that is beauty." It was quite true. Cinderella even dressed in rags, with a dusty, raised face from the cinders, was a lovely girl, while her stepsisters, no matter how splendid and elegant their clothes, were still clumsy, lumpy, and ugly, and always would be. One day, beautiful new dress arrived at their house. A ball was to be held at court, and the stepsisters were getting ready to go to it. Cinderella didn't even dare ask, "What about me?" for she knew very well what the answer to that would be. "You, my dear girl, you're staying at home to wash the dish, scrub the floors, and turn down the bed for your stepsisters. They will come home tired and very happy, very sleepy." Cinderella sighed at the cat. "Oh dear, I'm so unhappy." And the cat murmured, "Meow." Suddenly, something amazing happened in the kitchen, where Cinderella was sitting all by herself. There was a burst of light, and a fairy appeared. "Don't be alarmed, Cinderella," said the fairy. "The wind blew me your styles. I know you would love to go to the pole, and so you shall. How can I dress in rain?" Cinderella replied, The servants will turn me away." The fairy smiled. With a flick of her magic wand, gone. Cinderella found herself wearing the most beautiful dress, the loveliest ever seen in the realm. Now that we have settled the matter of the dress," said the fairy, "we'll need to get you a coach. A real lady would never go to a pole on foot. Quick, get me a pumpkin," she ordered. "Oh, of course," said Cinderella, racing away. Then the fairy turned to the cat. "You bring me 7 mice." "7 mice?" said the cat. "I didn't know fairies ate mice too." "They are not for eating, silly. Do as you're told, and remember they must be alive." Cinderella soon returned with a 5 pumpkin, and the cat with 7 mice he had caught in the cellar. "Good!" exclaimed the fairy, with a flick of her magic wand. Wonder of wonders! The pumpkin turned into a sparkling court, and the mice became 6 white horses, while the 7th mouse turned into a coachman in a smart uniform and carrying a whip. Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. "I shall present you a court. You will soon see that the prince, in whose honour the ball is being held, will be enchanted by your loveliness. But remember, you must leave the ball at midnight and come home, for that is the spell ends. Your coach will turn back into a pumpkin, the horse will become mice again, and the coachman will turn back into a mouse. And you will be dressed again in rags, and wearing clothes instead the dainty little slippers. Do you understand?" Cinderella smiled and said, "Yes, I understand." When Cinderella entered the ballroom at the palace, her heart fell. Everyone stopped in mid-sentence to admire her elegance, her beauty and grace. "Who can that be?" people asked each other. The two stepsisters also wondered. The two stepsisters also wondered who the newcomer was, for never in a month of Sundays would they ever have guessed that the beautiful girl was really poor Cinderella, who talked to the cat. When the prince set eyes on Cinderella, he was struck by her beauty. Walking over to her, he bowed deeply and asked her to dance, and to the great disappointment of all the young ladies, he danced with Cinderella all evening. "Who are you, fair maiden?" the prince kept asking her, but Cinderella always replied, "What does it matter who I am? You will never see me again anyway." "Oh, but I shall, I'm quite certain," he replied. Cinderella had a wonderful time at the ball, but all of a sudden she heard the sound of the clock, the first stroke of midnight. She remembered what the fairy had said, and without a word of goodbye, she slipped from the prince's arm and ran down the steps. As she ran, she lost one of her slippers, but not for a moment did she dream of stopping to pick it up. If the last stroke of midnight were to sound, oh, oh, what a disaster that would be! Out she fled and vanished into the night. The prince, who was now madly in love with her, picked up her slipper and said to his ministers, "Go and search everywhere for the girl whose foot in this slipper fit. I will never be content until I find her." So the ministers tried the slipper on the foot of all the girls, and on Cinderella's foot as well. Surprise! The slipper fit perfectly. That awful, untidy girl simply cannot have been at the ball, snapped the stepmother. Tell the prince he ought to marry one of my 2 daughters. Can you see how ugly Cinderella is? Can you see?" Suddenly she broke up, for the fairy had appeared. "That's enough," she exclaimed, raising her magic wand. In a flash, Cinderella appeared in a splendid dress, shining with youth and beauty. Her stepmother and stepsisters gaped at her in amazement, and the minister said, "Come with us, fair maiden. The prince waits to brand you with his engagement ring." So Cinderella joyfully went with them, and lived happily ever after with her prince. And as for the cat, He just said, meow.